Yo, what's up? This is day number 2 of 40 episodes in 40 days. I had to catch myself for a second. I'm a little tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. So I'm going to try to keep my voice down a little bit. I don't want to trip out the people that are right next door in the next room. There is a meeting across the street, and there's childcare in the very next room, so I'm not going to be talking too loud. That's why I got this microphone right in my face. So, episode 2 of 40 sessions in 40 days. I was up early this morning and found out that today is World Mental Health Day. And it was fitting because the verse of the day was this out of John 10:10. It says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly." We've got to recognize that through Jesus, we can have life abundantly, and it's vital for our mental health. That is for sure. Perfect verse for mental health, something we got to remember every day, is that 2 Corinthians 5, I believe, 4. 3 and 4. Oh my gosh, my mind is slipping, but it goes like this. I'm sorry, my mind is a little silly putty right now. But anyways, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. That is out of 2 Corinthians, I believe it's 5 verses 4 and 5. My mind's slipping. Anyways, I'm hoping that somebody joins me, but that's okay if nobody does. That is quite all right. That is quite all right. And one of my other devotions, title was Extreme Faces, and day 218. It is amazing how you can see Jesus in the face of other believers. Their faces shine, and it was quite an achievement for the glory of God to shine on the face of a Christian in a communist jails. We did not wash. I had not washed for 3 years, but the glory of God shone even from behind the crust of dirt. And they always had triumphant smiles on their faces, wrote an imprisoned pastor. Imagine that. Not being able to shower or bathe for 3 years inside of a Russian prison. You're forced to work in mines or wherever. You're dirty, grimy, faces crusted in dirt, and still people's faces were glowing, smiling faces while they were in prison. Pretty incredible if you think about that. So how is our mental health? Is our face showing anxiety, worry, doubt, fear? Are we worried about something going on later today or tomorrow? Or something that happened yesterday? Or are we present in this moment and focusing on what's happening right now? Are you taking every thought captive to the obedience of Christ? That is key. Yes, it's hard because days can be crazy this morning. I got here at about 6:30 in the morning, maybe a little bit before that, getting set up for my day, recorded a video, just some encouragement. And my dear friend, co-laborer in Christ, I said, hey, it was mental health or World Mental Health Day. And she said, I need a mental break. It was one of those mornings before 7 o'clock, or one of those days before 7 o'clock. Mentally tired, physically tired, and a lot of planning that had been going on this week. Tomorrow is what's called a pop-up, where for the second week in a row, the rescue mission is holding what we call a pop-up, providing services, clothes, food, things like that. They'll be feeding a bunch of people. It's going to be an area, I think it's over at Rock Harbor Christian Fellowship, which is a church over in San Pablo. My friend, Pastor Wayne Earl, is the pastor there. A group of people will be going to do this, give away clothes, food, things like that, things of that nature. And I was watching some videos this morning. I had makeup class in this room, and this, once again, this is the upper room here at the Bay Area Rescue Mission. Was given that name after a prayer meeting a couple of years ago. Some leaders in the city coming together to pray, not only for the mission, but for the surrounding neighborhoods. And it was quite the evening. We felt the presence of God. The Holy Spirit was thick in here. And the name upper room, and it's stuck. And there's a sign right outside this door that says the upper room. It's really cool. So one of the videos this morning, I forget what pastor it was, but talking about trials. And when we go through them, because sometimes it can be tough, life just lifes us. And then there was gunshots right down the street behind me as I'm saying that. Okay. James chapter 1, verse 2 through 4. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be, in a loud engine, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. Count it all joy. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith, with no doubting, for the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. For that person must not suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is double-minded, unstable in all his ways. That's pretty deep. Joy and trials and suffering. That's one thing I wish I would have learned at a younger age. I always showed my emotions on my face. I still do. It's hard. It's a billboard. The amount of times that I roll my eyes, I'm surprised the earth is still in its gravitational rope, it's turning the way it should, right? I'm working on that. I am definitely working on that. Anyways, I've been going on for 10 minutes. Once again, this is 40 episodes in 40 days. This is day number 2, World Mental Health Day. It's a topic that's not discussed much, I believe, within the body of Christ. I know in different cultures it's a stigma. I deal with it here all the time. Students in the program, sometimes there's men in the program that your mental state, especially being out on the streets for as long as they are, whatever trauma they experienced in their life, can have a major effect on somebody's life. The really cool thing is being here and watching somebody from when they just come through the doors, do their intake, you see them their first day, and we're seeing them come out of their shells. Their mind starts. What's cool about the brain is resilience. It's elasticity. Parts of the brain that were numbed either by pain or trauma or things like that start to work and come together and stretch and come to life again. Brains get stimulated, and watching people come out of those shells and it's quite amazing to see the growth. And then there are some that refuse to, they come out of their shells, but mentally they're just defiant, really defiant, immature, very immature. You hear a lot of, I'm a grown man, you can't tell me to do nothing. But we've got to remind them on a daily basis. Like, my job is to ask students that are in the classroom to put their phones away. And some of these students, it's literally on a daily basis. And some get stuck. Phones are addictive. I was here in this building for a choir practice this afternoon that went on from 1 to about 3. And about an hour in, during one of the songs that they were practicing, one of the students put down his microphone and was scrolling on his phone and was stuck. Completely stuck. Just scrolling. Mental health with that, it's like mind gets addicted to things like that. And like the news melts people's brains, literally gets people stuck in a revolving in a negative, just news and television and social media, just geared to get people stuck right here. Nothing to the left or to the right, just completely stuck. And anyways, I hope that sorry, I had to pause. There was a very loud car coming down the street. That's the thing about Richmond, California, McDonald Avenue right here, 200 McDonald and 123 McDonald Avenue right in downtown Richmond. Right here on the front lines is the Bay Area Rescue Mission. Never know what's going to happen. Yes. Mental health. My mental state, I'm a genius. And it's kind of hard to deal with sometimes. Really difficult sometimes to deal with being a genius, figuratively and literally a genius. The things that I think of, and sometimes I just can't stop with puns and things like that. I just can't. It just comes out, and nonstop. It's nonstop. I had a thought of some today, but then with my brain, my mental state, part of my disease, I guess. I don't have Alzheimer's. I don't have that. I hope I never even get that in the future. I don't have Alzheimer's, but I do definitely have short timers because, man, sometimes I can't remember the things that I say. I'll make people laugh. Then 20 minutes later, I can't remember anything that I'd said throughout the day. So once it comes out, it just disappears. Anyways, episode 40 in 40 days. I will keep on doing this. I'm going to do this every day. You might not see this mic all the time. You might end up seeing like tomorrow. I'm just going to do a recording. I'm going to do that either on my phone or on my tablet. I'll do it from just about anywhere. And I have these really cool mics, lapel mics. They're pretty amazing. Hook in right there, the little thingy, and then I can clip them. They have a magnet. I can clip them right there. So I can basically do that anywhere at any time. So tomorrow we'll see what happens. I am going to Ross. I have 2 gift cards. I have $40 to spend, I believe. It might be more. I don't know. But $40 at Ross goes a long way. It does. It goes a long way. I don't know what I'll get. I might get brand new socks, or I can get brand new socks here and underwear. I really can. Yes, I really can. And then Walgreens, I have a gift card for Walgreens. Yeah. And so I'm going to get out while I'm over there. Ooh. Since I'm in the neighborhood, I can go to Catahoula Coffee right here in Richmond. Motorcycle. I can go to Catahoula right here in Richmond. They roast their beans literally in the building right next to the cafe, right next to it. And it's amazing. It's so fresh. I usually go get a pound of coffee on Sunday mornings right before church. There's a Starbucks a couple of blocks down, San Pablo Avenue. I go there, 13 something for a bag of coffee. Now I get it whole bean because I have a French press. It's the best way to do coffee, in my opinion. I love it. It's just the cleanup process, but hey, it's worth it. But a French press is just so amazing. Starbucks coffee is good. At least the light roast. I love light roast. It's the only stuff I'll drink. More caffeine. I'll explain why in a minute. I'm no coffee expert, but I did work for Starbucks 2 different times for a period of maybe about 5 years, I think. a little over 5 years, 2 different stints in my life. In my opinion, I was like one of the greatest baristas in the area. I would have so much fun making drinks for people, little bartender hitting. Oh yeah, it was just amazing. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I miss that kind of work, but I will not work at Starbucks again. I will not. I just drink their coffee. Thing about Starbucks, it's about $13 a pound. You go to Catahoula, it ranges from about 19.20-ish up to about $28 a pound, depending on the kind of bean, on where it's from, the region it's from, and but night and day difference. Oh my goodness, night and day difference, especially when it's roasted right there. I mean, within days of buying it off the shelf, and within days of buying it off the shelf, it's roasted and it's put on the shelf, but you're buying something fresher than Starbucks. Starbucks roasts. I don't know how far from here. I think the closest roaster, at least when I worked there, was out of state. It was being roasted in Arizona, and then we'll go to a warehouse and then get on trucks, and then it would come to different locations. And yeah, it's good. It's good coffee. I mean, it is good. I mean, especially when you get whole bean, and I grind it. I get it ground here because I like it coarse. For a French press, you need it pretty coarse, and so you get all that rich flavor out of it. Nice thick coffee. Has a little head on it. Looks like a. If you pour it into a cup, looks a little bit. Well, actually, you know what? It doesn't with the Starbucks. It doesn't. Now with Catahoula, it has that little layer on top. Looks like the top of a Guinness, that little creamy, foamy color. That's when you can tell it's like, I can't wait. I'm going to go get some tomorrow. And I haven't been there in a while. And Starbucks does not do that anymore. Starbucks does not give a 12 to 16 ounce coffee for free after purchasing a bag of coffee. Now, Catahoula, they offer, I think it's a 10 ounce cup of coffee, and I normally get it iced. And is it good? It's amazing. I got to figure out what kind I'm going to get. I'm not going to make that decision here, but I will make that decision when I get there. I'm going to go for a light roast, but their coffee is amazing. If you live in this area and you have not been to Catahoula, if you're stuck on Starbucks, I go there just to get the pound of coffee. And every once in a while, a caramel frappuccino with an ad shot, but that ends up being like $7 for a grande. It's like $7.50 for a frappuccino and a shot of espresso. It's like $3.50 for a shot of espresso. $3.50. What in the world is up with that? Anyways, mental health, right? It just drives me a little loco. But anyways, with Catahoula, you pay for what you get. So anyways, I'm going to get a little batch of iced coffee, a cup of it, and then you drink it really fast and it just goes straight to the dome. I mean, iced coffee, for some reason, it just, I don't know, I don't know what it is, but the effect is instant, just bing, just something, just a light bulb goes off and you're just like, whoa. Anyways, whoa, it's like John Gruden. But yeah, how long I've been talking? I've been rambling on for, where is it? Oh, 24 minutes. And everyone out there in Facebook land has decided that they have something better to do with their time on a Friday night. You're probably just, anxious or nervous to join someone live on a podcast. I'm on the air where other people can watch, but hey, there is nobody watching right now. So what's stopping you from getting online with me? So that means I'm just going to start sending invitations. I have someone lined up for next week, Thursday, right here in this room. I've got a special guest, and you will see what it is when that happens. And I'm making, sorry, this noise. I got this comb, and I'm fiddling with it because I'm growing out the beard. Anyway, so I've been on here for 24 minutes. Actually, now it's 25 minutes and 36 seconds. Mental Health Day, World Mental Health Day. Be kind to people. Show them love. Yep. All right. I'm starting to lose steam right now. It is, I don't even know what time it is. It's going to be 6:26 and 15 seconds. So, yes. So I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to keep on doing this podcast because it's been a dream of mine, and nothing's going to really stop that. Even if I got to ramble for a half hour. No, I'm only kidding. I will come at you with topics. I just got to spend some time, do some studying, be prepared. Again, this was a long day and a very long day. But you know what happens? That's what it is. Long days happen. Long days happen, especially when you're in ministry. That's just a part of life. Everyday life. Things happen and life happens. But is Jesus, is God the one in control in those long days? Are we taking every thought captive to the obedience of Christ? And I wonder about that with myself sometimes, because when the puns start flying, I'm not taking every thought captive. I'm just trying to make people laugh. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm adding the comedy relief in some of the stressful times during the food giveaway or during setup for events. And it's funny because I was downstairs. There's a wall. In fact, I am going to hopefully do an intro video, like a demo scene or demo video. Once I learn how to do that, I can add those as intros to my videos, my podcasts. As soon as I learn how to do that, it's going to be cool, because right downstairs, in fact, if I were to point the camera like this way on the wall, literally where that painting is, right there, right below that, on the first floor, as you come in the door, there is a wall, and it's a wall with pictures from our altar calls here at the Bay Area Rescue Mission. And we're getting ready to put some more pictures up there. These panels, square panels on the wall, these glue strips on the back, these panels where you can put pins in them. It's really cool red pins on this wall. And it's pretty big space. And it is full of black and white pictures that I've taken on Sunday mornings. And it's actually really cool to see. It's something just happened. Somebody asked me to start taking pictures one Sunday morning. It was probably 3 years ago or something like that, maybe more. I don't know. But I was asked to take pictures of one of the services and send them to the leadership here. And then I was asked, it's like, oh, I like those pictures that you took. Would you mind taking pictures of the altar calls, people coming up to the altar and getting ministered to? And I said, I'd love to. What I did not know was What I did not know was I was just being obedient. Someone asked me to do it, and I'd say I'd love to do it. I was taking them in black and white because I just love black and white photography. It's something I've loved to do. I wish I had a really good camera, and that's one thing I hope that I get one of these days soon. I'd love a really nice camera, but I've been taking pictures with my cell phone, black and white pictures of people getting prayed over during our altar calls. What I didn't know, what I didn't expect was that these panels were being put up and I'd be helping my friend, helping volunteer coordinator. She's my ministry leader here at the Rescue Mission. I've been on the ministry team for, I think, 2.5 years now, maybe not 2.5 years, I think 2 years. I didn't think in my wildest dreams that I'd be helping her put up pictures that I've taken from those Sunday mornings. There's probably a couple hundred pictures. And today I was downstairs and I saw her start to put up another couple of these panels. And I asked her, I said, "Do you need a step stool?" And she turned and looked and smiled. And she was anticipating that I had a joke or some kind of a pun. This has happened with her and me like 4 or 5 times this week, where I'd have a conversation with her and I ask her a question and she's expecting me to give her a pun or a joke. Now that's pretty funny because I've been doing that a lot with her to break the ice, to break any tension or whatever. I love her to death. She's an amazing woman of God. She's amazing, but she's super focused and she's always doing a lot. So many things that she does here at the mission. Her plate got fuller, a lot more full of late. Volunteer coordinator, all the planning and everything, training that she does in the ministry and prayer clinics and everything that she does. Bible studies on Wednesday night. She's also going to school full time. And so when she's doing these things, especially Sunday morning, I don't do the puns on Sunday morning. I hold off on that. I know to be disciplined for that. It's Sunday, and Sunday is Sunday. It's God's time. It's God's time every day. But when she expects me to have a pun or something like today, I said, "No, I'm just asking if you need the step stool. So we're putting up more panels, right? So I'm just asking if you want me to get the step stool." "Okay, Mike. Okay." Anyways, all right. It is time for me I keep on fiddling with this comb. And if you hear the horn behind me, there's the little cart that goes around, someone selling mango and things like that with the lemon. And oh gosh, that is so good. Bags of mango, spritz the lemon and the other stuff, that the seasoning, I forget what it's called, but and all the other stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty loud horn that you can hear behind me. So 33 minutes of rambling. All right, it's time for me to sign off. I need to go relax, put my feet up, and I will see you tomorrow for day 3 of 40 episodes in 40 days. I got to mark that on my calendar. Because maybe that 40th day, because if you remember, if you've read Acts 1 and Acts 2 and Acts 3, things that go on when Jesus was ascending into heaven, before he did, he said he commanded them to go back into Jerusalem. This is right after he was crucified, right after he resurrected. He was with them for 40 days and 40 nights afterwards. Then he told them to go back into Jerusalem. They thought he was crazy for saying that because they were being hunted. So he told them, go back in Jerusalem and wait. And they waited. in the upper room until the Holy Spirit descended on them. Earthquake, mighty wind. I'm not expecting something like that to happen here in this room, but 40 days from now, on that 40th day, it's going to be something special going on with that. There's going to be something special from that. I have an idea, but it's something I'm going to pray about, think about. Now I'm stuck. So, big things to come. Big things to come with this. All right. This is mic'd up. Day 2 of 40 days. Stay strong. Be bold in your faith with this. I'm out. Have a wonderful night. Have a great weekend. I will see you tomorrow. In what capacity, I don't know, but I'm coming on again because I'm not going to just do a few days and be like, oops, I'm not going to do it anyways. Sometimes I just got to stay focused because my mental health, my mind just goes. It goes everywhere. It's running everywhere, every which direction, thinking about things. Anyways, have a wonderful night. And I hope you enjoyed this. Jump on YouTube, mic'd up with Michael Starr. Hit the subscribe button. It would really help out the channel. I have 10 subscribers right now. Look, subscribers aren't everything, but I would love to have people because the more subscribers, the more people I can minister to. Because that's what this whole thing is about is ministry minded. All right. We'll see you later. Bye.